The U.S. aircraft carrier took a beating, and a severe one at that. A regional fleet commander watching from the sidelines could barely believe his eyes. Back in the United States, President Yumejiro was shaken by the devastating news. Kaito Umeda, who had just celebrated a grand birthday on Jichitan Beach, planned to escape along the Shori Islands toward the Yokosuka base in Tokyo Bay. Facing encirclement by U.S. naval forces, Kaito Umeda was extraordinarily brazen. As he approached Tokyo Bay, he ordered the submarine Yamato to surface as a direct provocation, a naked, shameless challenge. He then patched through a call to Japan's Prime Minister. "Prime Minister, I request that our two sides hold talks at the earliest opportunity to discuss forming a military alliance." Faced with pressure from the Americans, the Japanese cabinet wanted to have it both ways. Eat the fish and keep the bait. On one hand, Kaito Umeda had stood up for them, and they felt obliged to protect and assist him. On the other hand, they dared not discard the protective talisman of the US-Japan Security Treaty. So they began to play both sides. First, using the pretext that the Yamato might be carrying nuclear weapons, they officially recognized the Yamato as an independent nation called the Yamato Republic and agreed to negotiate with Kaito Umeda. To pressure the Americans further, they held a press conference and revealed a secret plan. They had signed with the US military regarding the Yamato, then offered a hollow, performative apology to the public for having concealed it. Watching Japan's theatrical display before the media, the American team was speechless. "You people once attacked our Pearl Harbor. Now you've turned around and stabbed us, sinking our Lincoln. These people say one thing and do another. We can never let our guard down with them." And so 7th Fleet Commander Boyce received orders to immediately launch Operation Thunderstrike. Against the Yamato, no survivors. "All units, attention! Advance at full speed. Surround the Yamato immediately. No warning this time. Open fire and destroy it. Harpoon anti-ship missiles, stand by." Boyce swore he would avenge the 3rd Fleet. Then his phone rang. It was the Yamato calling. "Ignore it. Open fire." But Boyce suddenly froze, his expression shifting to one of anguish. American advisors had unexpectedly appeared on the deck of the Yamato. How could they fire now? Using the American advisors as human shields, Kaito Umeda bought himself precious breathing room. Still, being surrounded was unbearable. How to break free? At the critical moment, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force intervened. Under their protection, the Yamato slipped into Tokyo Bay to prepare for negotiations with the Japanese side. After all, a turtle trapped in a jar cannot escape. The US 7th Fleet wasn't in a hurry. They simply followed close behind and sealed the mouth of Tokyo Bay tight. With negotiations imminent, the American president called the Prime Minister directly. "If you recognize the Yamato as the Yamato Republic, you are signaling that you seek the status of a militarily independent nation. Think carefully about what that means." He hung up. It was clearly an ultimatum. Yet the negotiations were not cancelled. At this moment,